to Family Court Friday with your host, author April Gabrielle from The Myth of the Broken Home. I just want to thank everybody for coming on board to the blog and making your comments and showing your interest and all that good stuff. It just kind of continues to give me encouragement that the content I have is pretty good. So I really appreciate it. This next case here on January the 1st, 2016 is the Petersons. And it's for a modification of visitation order. The petitioner is the mom. Respondent, of course, is the father. And this is in Judge Rosenstein's courtroom. And so basically, the case involves a mom who is seeking to modify an original visitation order, and the father has some objections. They have two boys. One boy is in primary school, and the other eldest son is in high school, okay? And they asked to see a mediator, and the judge asked the question, do the both of you see the mediator? And yes, I think the bailiff asked the question actually first. The bailiff asked the question, and they agreed. And then the judge began the conversation asking the mother. She agreed with the visitation schedule, the recommendation from the mediator. And so this is what was given. So the father picks up the kids from school on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and drops them off at home at 8:30 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays. And prior to this change, the drop-offs were Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. So apparently, according with the mediation, Mondays were taken away from the father. He was left with Tuesdays and Thursdays. And so what the mom was asking, she preferred an 8 p.m. drop-off so the kids could prepare for their showers and food and the next day at school and do their homework, etc., etc., etc. The judge, Judge Rosenstein, asked if the father helped the kids with their homework. And the father says that they do their homework at school, basically. And the youngest child is an IEP, which is Individualized Education Program. If you want to know more about that, you can go on my website and I have a link to it and go see what that's about. And the eldest child is an AP student. So that means he's a great student. He's doing very well in school to be AP. And the judge asked, she stated to the father that the homework needed to be completed when the children were in his visitation, in his care. And apparently the father, on Thursday nights, the father takes the children to Youth Night at church. That's a fabulous thing, right? Youth Night, that's good. That's excellent. It really is. It's a good thing. You can't knock that at all for trying to have some Christianity, some godliness in your children's lives. So I guess the son, the eldest son in high school, shared with the mother and the mediator that the father didn't allow them to do homework on Thursdays when there was youth night at school. And the judge asked why not. He said because they can do homework at school. So it was obvious that the father wasn't very engaged in the children's homework. Big mistake. Big mistake. We don't want to do that. You want to, as any parent, make sure that you are fully engaged in your children's education, extracurricular activities, everything in any way. Okay, that is a must. And as far as the mother being concerned that her children did not have time to take their showers and do homework before school, I get that. I totally get that as a parent. I mean, when you have structure in your home, and please, all of you, we need to make sure we have the structure in our homes. And so when your children are used to a certain, or they're conditioned to the structure, you come home, maybe you eat your dinner, maybe because you never know what time the parents get home from work, 5:30, 6 o'clock, let's say, and the kids are coming home, and everybody is doing, eating dinner, sitting down and just chilling a little bit, okay, before they start their homework. But you want homework done, showers taken, and everything before the next day. So that takes time. Otherwise, you'll find the kids going to bed at 11 o'clock at night. It's not good. It's not good. Children, especially primary years, need to be in bed at least by 8:30, 9 at the latest. They need to be in bed and have homework completed. And then the other part of that I think is a little worrisome is that the father not engaging himself with the children with their homework. Because you know what? Children's self-esteem is built when parents involve themselves in their lives. So if the father can help the children with their homework, that's a wonderful thing. Let's say the father doesn't understand the homework. And we'll talk about this in another time with Scholastic Support Saturday. So please go over there and see all the tips that we give and the DIY instructions to help you with your children in school. But let's just say, for instance, the father, he doesn't know how to do the homework, then what he needs to do is, on those days, take his children to the library. Just make sure that he's being a positive resource to the kids. So basically, at the end of the day, what happened, you could tell the judge was going back and forth with the ruling. She was trying so hard to please, you could tell, the mother and the father, but being reasonable about it. And so basically, the judge said that. She said, I feel like I'm being dumb. I feel dumb right now. And so the father he was really annoyed with the fact that his son was getting older, and he said, my son will be 18 pretty soon, and then I won't be able to hardly see him at all. Because the eldest son no longer wanted to spend all the time with the father. Apparently the father now lives in a 1-bedroom and apartment or whatever, and doesn't have enough room for the boys to come over. So what the judge did, she changed the modification, and the modification ordered that the sons keep the Tuesday and Thursday every week and alternating weekends. And so the father said that if he's forced into this schedule, he wants his Mondays back. Okay? So at the end of the day, the judge ordered to use the mediator schedule and ordered that mom call dad if the eldest boy wanted to go. And they can maintain the same vacation schedule. Okay, so when the boys are out of school. And there's more information again on the blog. You'll read the details of. What else I find interesting is the eldest child, and that happens a lot. You know, I've come across some children who were in their teens, and it's like this was their parents' issue, the divorce, the separation, and they were made to be a part of it. And I can remember times when my daughter, was very angry that the courts, she felt, forced her to go over there when she didn't want to. Now, there are things going on in people's homes, and sometimes kids are not comfortable, okay? And so I felt compelled sometimes. I would talk to her about it and about her going, but I could not wait until she got to the age where she had to go before a mediator. And she had to be 13 at that time to go and talk to the mediator for herself. Because the other parent always assumes that you're sitting there and you're grooming the child, that you're kind of telling the child what to say and you don't have to do that with children. Children see the truth. They know what's going on. And I'm not saying that doesn't go on, but I'm just saying overall, an adult with some wisdom should be able to look through that. But it got to the point finally where my daughter was able to call her father on her own and tell him when she was willing to come over. I was so happy. I was out the picture. Totally out the picture. No more my issue. It was the best thing ever. And that's another story, because she went through other issues with the visitation thing before that. But it was just such a blessing when she could have that relationship with her with him on her own terms. And it worked out fine. But I've heard stories where teenagers are forced to go to a parent's house for visitation, and all you're going to do is create animosity. That's not a good idea. Kids know. And you know, the parent will have a better open relationship with that child when they are willing to reason with them and they're willing to be a little bit more open. As I stated, there's more information, details about the case, the modified visitation order online at www.familycourtfridays.com. And this case will be for January 1st, 2016. It's actually the second case on that day. I actually went ahead and posted 2 cases. So again, if you have more questions, more information you want to give, more comments, feel free. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, my YouTube channel, okay? I have a lot of more good information coming forward for you. So I'm going to leave you now, and I thank you so much for listening. Again, this is author April Gabriella, The Myth of the Broken Home. Don't forget Facebook, Twitter, and just, share, like. Okay, see you again soon next week on Family Court Friday. You'll be interested to see a case I have where I've interviewed a single dad. All right, later.